blunt.
Oh, yeah. Is it that time again?
Can you believe we're already at episode 2? It feels like it's been a year.
No.
Maybe for you, because your life, outside of our marriage, your life's kind of 9 to 5-ish. You're pretty normal in, your operations, what time you got to be to work. And then there's me where I lose track of time. I don't know what fucking day it is half the time,
I don't know if you'd say I'm normal, but.
Well, normal. Definitely
Yeah.
not like in the traditional sense, but just as far as scheduling goes. I mean, you're a coordinator. That's what you do.
I am not a coordinator, babe.
Okay, here at the house, you're definitely the coordinator. So don't get all,
I have just graduated from coordinator to
deputy project manager.
Oh my God. I'm even one level above that, babe. What do you know? Do you know me at all?
I don't listen a lot.
Do you even know what I do all day?
So, anyways.
I don't think you do. You
Yes,
probably
I
think
do.
I just
Yes, I do.
answer phones and shit.
I do. I know. But I hear you order good bagels and stuff. Do you remember those days?
If I was close enough to you, I would like smack.
You guys, let me tell you something right quick, right? So
like just a little tap.
You guys
bitch
know Lovely, right? From Friday Night Breaks, Lovely from some single shows we've done. Mostly, Lovely from, she's my wife and my best friend and my soulmate. But in the business world, I got a bad bitch, y'all. Like she is super smart and incredibly respected in her field. And it's sometimes she's the only female at a table full of sausages. And she represents, she's a fucking boss. You're a boss, bitch.
Aw, thanks, babe.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
But do you remember the days where we would have to go and clean the offices that you worked at just to support our kids?
Yeah.
We'd have
Those
to do
were
that.
the days.
We would have to do that and go empty trash and vacuum and go to the library.
The kids were like...
The library, wink, wink.
The kids were like 6 and 4 years old. We're like, go get all the trash cans.
And they would want to go just so they could raid the fridge and all of the free snacks. So yeah, those were the days, man. Like,
hey, you had to do what you had to do.
We've paid dues. We've rode this crazy roller coaster of a life that there is. But you know what, love? Butterfly effect. I wouldn't change a thing.
There's also a time in our life when we did have a second job, but it wasn't necessarily legal. But
yeah, well,
it did help pay the bills big time.
Yeah, don't you remember? Did a song about that, Colorado Love? We played it on here before. Yeah. Well,
but that's for another episode.
You got to do what you got to do when you're trying to feed 2 growing boys, and we had a 1-year-old half the time, and I wasn't making shit. You weren't making shit. You have to do what you got to do.
Grind it.
You know what?
Grinded.
That's called DGen. So welcome to the DGen Mayhem podcast, y'all.
That's right, guys.
This is episode 2. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
2.
Dude.
2.
So you guys
Number
know,
2.
You hear it all the time on the stream. We started this podcast for you guys, but I'm going to tell you, today's Miles Day. This podcast is for me. Why?
Yeah, why?
It's sometimes, I got a bunch of stuff. I do a bunch of stuff. And sometimes, there's and I'll probably play the clip from Napoleon Dynamite, right? Where Uncle Rico and Kip are bowling and they're trying to come up with a business plan.
Oh.
And he's like, man, we got to get badges. We got to look legit, man. We got to look, maybe they got a
Do you want to get some gold bracelets?
Maybe they have sweater vests we could wear. I don't know. That's kind of a big deal. But, if you believe something, it's always been with me, but the music thing, right? I wanted to play. I wanted to do this. I wanted to be that guy. I was that guy. And I found out it wasn't all that. But right now with this, what we have going on, I took my shot and I slid right into, into an NHL Legends DMs and had him do a very first podcast.
Yeah, like who who does like, let's start a podcast and we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like everything's new here. I'm not used to this. You've been an entertainer your whole life, but so I'm kind of, I've always been in the back, the manager and planning stuff. But anyway, our second podcast, and we have a hockey legend, not only your ultimate favorite of ever all time. He was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. What?
And everybody asked me, like,
sure?
I sent some clips to the guys that know how I feel about my collection of Kasaparaitis and why I love that guy so much. Reached out and was like, dude, hockey MC, shout out Mikey, was like, were you nervous? I'm like, no. Well, I was,
yes,
but
you were.
I'm rolling into what you were saying, right? You're an entertainer. You've been doing this forever. Yeah, I have, but there's some switches as an entertainer you can, light switch on, light switch off, right? Like remember back in the days with the music, right? There was Daddy and Dave and Husband and Asshole and Can't Stand You, but when it's time to perform and that light goes on, there's no more Dave, there's no more Husband. That's D Blunt.
Well, all right.
And you let D Blunt do D Blunt's thing because he's a cocky motherfucker and he can spit rhymes. But as soon as I come off stage, the only thing I ever wanted to do is come to you and say, are you proud of me?
Well, you didn't have to do that this time.
No. I'm just saying, did I do good? That's what I mean. Like, I only wanted you, like, your approval. Like, how was it? Like, because you're my toughest critic. And then we started the podcast thing. And then I even said to you, you know what? I'm gonna send this guy a message and see if he'll do our podcast. And I'll tell you what, like I always say, I felt like a 14-year-old in 1965 when the Beatles first came out.
God, you were like a little girl. You're like a little girl. So
coming up in this episode, is our interview with 3-time Olympic gold medal, the only player to suit up for 3 different countries, USSR, Russia, and Lithuania. Also in the Russian Hockey Hall of Fame, Pittsburgh Penguin, Colorado Avalanche, Rangers, Islanders, Showing. I'm just saying, he
was a defenseman.
Correct. And
he was such a fucking hard
hitter. What made him awesome is he was about half the size of the defenseman back in the 90s. When he came in the league in 92, he even said, you guys will hear in the interview, it was a war. Like, it was a different game. It was a different game. And I was known for the hits. And he even said, I don't want to say it, but he said, certain people are known for scoring goals. I was known for getting the crowd going for that one big hit. Yes. And oh my God, did this man deliver? So we're going to get to that here at about, I don't know.
Yeah.
10 minutes,
I can't wait for you guys to hear what he said about the difference playing from East Coast hockey versus West Coast.
And
it was the best.
Lovely. Like you did so well. I'm so proud of you. Like, here's the thing. You were not starstruck because you're like, hey,
who's this guy?
I want to tell you guys about the interview so bad, but I won't because it's best just to play it. But Lovely took that shit on like a boss, like she was talking to this cat. And what he says at the end of the interview.
Mile cried.
I didn't cry.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
You cried. You went out.
I wasn't like you cry. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He said yes. He said yes. Should I get a corsage? No. You guys will see as to why. Like,
no, it was worth it. It's
very hectic life in the next 30 days.
And I'm so honored that this guy would take time out of his crazy busy life. Like, he called us from the airport.
In an airport. And
I mean, he's got
went out of his way. And again, you'll see in the interview, he even goes more out of his way. And there is a collabo coming with the DGen Mayhem podcast and Casper, and you guys will find out about that, what's going to happen in June. So speaking of which, it's been such a crazy week. Like, guys, you may have noticed. Well, lovely.
Oh yeah, we're in a different room.
Let's do MTV Cribs, but MTV Your Camera View. Tell us about your camera.
So I am rocking some brand new LED black backlit honeycomb shape.
How about lit decorative wall tiles?
Thank you. That goes different colors, all the different colors in my life. And of course, I got some
white.
Vegas.
A lot of white up in here.
I got some Vegas representation. some Ohm symbols, my pictures of James Webb, all of the good stuff. And I got Biscuit on my side. I mean, come on. I've been listening to those guys for a long time.
Yo, where the Stranny at?
On the floor over here.
Well, don't leave the Stranny on the floor. Daddy needs something.
You must drink it all.
Daddy needs some elixir. Does that mean split it because there's not enough for you?
I don't know. Don't we have more?
You know, I seen Joe Rogan somewhere on Instagram talking about us.
I did too. I was
Right?
like, whoa. He said yes also.
Well, that was AI and that was all me. But
I
as
know.
I said, this
For
one
the whole
will
thing,
be
babe.
you. You don't want any more?
Well, yeah, but just
That's it.
okay.
I'm not greedy.
Boo.
I'm not greedy. But you know, one thing that Lovely and I enjoy is a good old shot of whiskey. Right?
Well, actually, today I was drinking it on the rocks
Yeah, I
because
don't know how you do that.
it's delicious.
Okay, I got to do it like 15-year-old first shot of Grandpappy's elixir ever. I don't like the way it tastes, but I like the way it makes me feel. Like stupid. I don't drink
Oh.
beer. I don't drink anything that's not whiskey. No clear, no hard alcohol, just because it doesn't sit right. Even though I'm like, what did it say? 99.9% Irish. You would think
are a cracker.
genetically, but whiskey, obviously, with the Irish too, is the only thing I cannot get a 3-day hangover from.
And I don't know what I've done, you guys. I take full responsibility for this monster because for a long time, and I mean like
55 years. Well, 53 years.
Mile just started drinking whiskey within the past, 5 years?
I just started drinking alcohol in the last 3 years. I was alcohol free until like 52.
But it took you a good 2-3 years to build up your tolerance because you were puke boy for a long time.
For sure. Let's put it this way.
And you were like
the times I would drink, the time I went, a shout out Dueno, love you, my longest ever friend in Colorado. I mean, that dude is
yeah, he's the best.
We have best friends in life right now. Dwayne has exceeded the best friend level, and he's been with me through everything since about a month after I moved to Colorado. I've known this man. So shout out Dwayne. Went to his birthday party, what, about 2 miles away at Mirage. Started throwing darts, having fun before I knew it. My buddy Tom, shout out Tom, had to drive me home.
Man.
I just remember
that was
praying
fun,
to the porcelain god saying, why did I do this? This is so stupid. I hate alcohol. And that was like, when I drank, and it pretty much all came back up. But now, I can enjoy the sedative effect to it and, but whiskey and primarily shout out Stranahan's. They not a sponsor yet. That's the only stuff I like. It's the only stuff I drink. I mean, shout out Creekwater as well.
Yes.
Trapping a sack in the back of the kind of go.
I remember when I had my first beer. Shit. I've been drinking for a long time, buddy.
Cracking a six back in a big bag of dough. Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
You
but,
have like a
but
lot
not me.
to catch up to.
Well, you say it all the time, and it's true. I'm a child on the inside. I'm a child. I mean, I don't like coffee. I don't like.
But you like
beer. I mean, I can't do it, dude. That's
massive amounts of Red Bull.
Okay, well, so do most teenagers. And I play video games. I'm 54 years old in June. Oh, that made me feel terrible.
That means I have a 5th child.
I'm so old. Anyways, but I'm just, and all because we took a trip to Donegal, Ireland, and Lovely was like, listen, I love you, but if we're going to Ireland, you better learn how to drink some whiskey. So
I did say
the cool thing was we got to Killybegs, right? Which is where the strongest portion of my DNA is from. Fishing town. Like it was the best. It was like nobody there. We had this little hotel in the middle, and we went to the bar that night. We actually took Cypress with us. They didn't care. And we were throwing darts, playing pool, and found out that the bartender was running for mayor of the town.
And he was such a cute kid. He was like 22.
Dude. And there was this old man, right? So we're at the bar, and Cypress is over there. They're playing with the pool balls, and Lovely comes up. She's like, "Oh, we're having such a good time. Let's get a shot." And I remember you looking at the guy. You're like, "What's your best stuff?" He's like, "Well, that'd be the red breast, lad. We'll do that." And the guy next to us was like, "Red breast? That's only for special occasions. Well, do you want one too? We bought him one. And remember, he was so happy.
He was.
It was like a $12 shot.
I
And
know.
they acted like we were buying
like,
them.
"Are you sure?
King Louis.
You want 4?
Yeah.
These?"
And the guy took me outside. We smoked a cigarette, and he was like, I remember this town back in the Highlands of Scotland. And it was the best time ever. It was shout out Ireland. So
Remember
that's where
in the hotel we stayed in, we drank their entire bottle of Redbreast.
Redbreast. Yeah. Then on the way out of Dublin, we grabbed a bottle of Redbreast and brought it home the whole fucking way from Ireland, and then realized you could actually buy it in the States. And
Yeah, and I was mad because you drank it all.
well, you know,
I was upset about that.
It's good stuff. In fact, when the girls and I, when Mackenzie and Cypress went to see my dad, shout out Pops, he went and bought us some Redbreast and had Redbreast for me there. That was the night I drank a little bit too much, did a cup break, hit Skrilla Godzilla. Shout out Skrill, you spicy pepper, you sexy mother. Anyways, hit him the out of 2 Spencer Knight 4 tag card from the cup. So shout out whiskey. How about shout out whiskey? So.
Redbreasts are the only breastises I will slurp.
I love that you said that. I love that you said that. So anyways, guys, you'll find out. I'm just saying, you're the best, lovely. You're not all wives do stuff like you do. I'm just saying, no way. Yeah,
yeah, I tend to take a different route. Wait, hang on. Let's talk about earlier today. A shout out to Jen and Jeff.
Oh, happy birthday.
It was so great to see Jen on her birthday. We went to this really cool like beer garden barbecue joint. Do you remember the name? The Man?
It was the Old Man.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like 120th and Sheridan. So I don't know if that's Westy or Arvada, but yeah, it was fun. Hot as fuck.
I know.
Probably should have planned out how fly I looked before we went, because it was hot as fuck, and we were outside, and I was in all black.
You're so cracker. Like, you can't even be in the sun for 10 minutes.
Go in my closet, besides my corn. Shout out corn. Besides my corn, black and red. So pick a color. So I went in black and red, and milk was a bad choice. Let's just say that. Yeah. So we went there. It was a good
fun.
So happy birthday to those guys.
I wish we could have stayed longer.
Yeah, shout out Big Mike.
Yeah,
Jeff's dad.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jen.
Big Mike said he'd come on the podcast, but he'd probably get me arrested because he would start ranting some shit.
He did.
But Big Mike's the OG.
I will not get political on here.
Game recognized gang with Big Mike. I'm just saying. Anyways, let's get to the interview. All right, so I know you guys have been waiting for this interview, but what I'm going to do is, I don't want to say a lot of people don't know who Casper is or what he did. So I'm just going to show a quick, 30-second clip of why I was still am obsessed with collecting this guy, is because he's like no other. There's been a few players that have come around that could hit, but when you have a nickname like the Russian Hammer or Casper the Unfriendly Ghost,
he's such a badass.
You guys will find out, as a smaller defenseman myself, why this guy is still in my top 3 idolized characters, athletes,
his
superheroes.
hits were epic.
Guys, this is Darius Kasaparaitis.
3, 3.
DGen family, you have no idea how excited I am today. I mean, you guys hear me talk about my collection. I'm helping you guys build your collection all the time, and I happen to have the one man that I have been collecting for as long as I can remember. I show off my collection all the time. I even showed it to the man himself. We have in the house today three-time Olympic medal winner, Pittsburgh Penguin, New York Ranger, Colorado Avalanche, and New York Islanders, the unfriendly ghost, Darius Kasaparaitis. Thank you so
Woohoo!
much, Darius, for
Yay!
showing up today.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm Mile High. That's my wife, Lovely. Lovely, say hello to
Hi,
Darius.
Darius. Thank you for being
Hi.
here today.
Hi.
We're out here in Denver. We primarily we're card breakers on NHL or on Whatnot for NHL. So we help people build their collections of hockey cards. And
Oh,
where
cool.
we're at, yeah. So where we're at today here is we've started a podcast. We have sponsors. We have a lot of people interested, but there are so many people excited when I was told the few people that know that we were going to have you on today's show. So again, I want to say thank you.
Yes.
So Darius, I want to ask you something real quick. Growing up myself in Pittsburgh and there not being a big youth hockey community back then when I was growing up. How was it in Lithuania? I know it's traditionally what a basketball based community. How was the youth hockey community when you were growing up so young?
Oh, it was not big also. Lithuania was known for basketball. So I grew up in a small town which had the first ice rink built in the 70s, and I was born in 72. So basically,
Nice.
around age of 8, one of the coaches came to our school and asked who wants to play hockey. And I said, I would love to do that. So that was my introduction to hockey. I never skated before age of 8, and after that, I joined a hockey group.
Got it. Yeah. So I know
Wow.
me growing up playing hockey, I always wanted to be, I always wanted to be a Mario Lemieux. I always wanted to be the one scoring the big goal. But because I was so skilled at skating backwards, that's where they tended to put the defenseman back in the day. Did you find that that was your situation too, being a smaller stature defenseman like myself? I mean, was it because of your skating ability or was it because that you hit like a truck?
Oh, I don't know. It's funny you asked me that because the first time, the moment I started playing hockey, they just put me on defense right away. So I
It's
just
meant to be.
play defense all my life. I even tell my kids now. My kids play soccer, and they play defense also, and they don't really like it. And I say, listen, you have to enjoy it. Eventually when you get bigger, it's gonna be more responsibilities, and then you will see the difference because when you play defense, you see everything, in front of
Right.
you. And the same thing in soccer, So I feel like, when you get older, then you appreciate the position. I love playing D. Like I'm in control of everything. I feel like, forwards have no idea what's going on. D as a D,
Yeah.
playing D, you always know everything's in front of you, and if you're on fire or you're in trouble, you just shoot the puck out of the zone.
There you go.
That's it.
Well, that's what I would tell some of the
Yeah.
kids that I talk to about it too. Yeah, you're like more like the quarterback. You have a wider view. If somebody gets
Yeah,
behind you, just hit them with the hip check. You catch them if they're going
yeah.
behind you. We can get them that way. So that's awesome.
Or hit
Yeah,
him.
you were
Yeah, or hit him.
so good at it, Darius. You were so good at being defensive. I'm sure you still are. So, speaking of your hits, I have been seeing your face around this house for the last 25 years. There's a point where Mile has more pictures of you on her wall instead of our kids or family. Like, you're his favorite.
Thanks for that.
So, because you were such a good hit man, I'm just going to call you hit man. I've seen so many epic just views of all of the hits that you've done, and the one that sticks with me most is your Eric Lindros hit, and that was so
Yeah.
epic, Darius. And I have to ask you, what do you remember about that hit? Was it like life changing for you? Was it a goal? Like, what was it like?
Oh, I know it's not life changing. Unfortunately, Eric got hurt, and I got hurt badly. But
Yeah,
same time, I when I played, I always looked for the big hits. Because I knew that the hit. First of all, when you hit somebody or you hit anyone, it changes the game. Also, fans, home fans, they love that. So it's like scoring a goal. If you find a nice hit or nice hit check, people go crazy and they
yeah,
appreciate it. So. I feel like for me it was more pressure of hitting people than scoring. Like for example, Jagger probably had pressure to score goals. I had a
yeah.
lot of pressure to make a big hit at least once a game. The way people remember. So
That's
hitting
that.
Eric, it changed the game. I think we were down at that point at the game, and when I hit him, the game changed because the team started playing. They were worried, and then they worried about getting me back, and the
Yeah,
game totally changed.
Yeah, that brings
we
me
did
to
see that.
the game after in Philadelphia that you guys had, where they basically, in my opinion, were headhunting you. I'm sure you were prepared for that, but I've never run across anybody from that city that's nice. I can't stand any people on their team. I don't like that color. We don't speak the name Philadelphia Flyers in this house. I just said it. It's just not something. In fact, I'm known on the app as well as that. We just really don't like it. So
Yeah.
my question to you was, given that you played in a bunch of great rivalry games. So you played Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia. You played the Rangers versus the Devils, right? There's Scotty Stevens. I mean, you had some giants on that team. For you, the energy, which was a better rivalry for you to play in for your hockey spirit to get you going? Was it Pittsburgh, Philly, or was it New Jersey, New York Rangers?
Not really, actually. Islanders Rangers. When I played for Islanders, that was
There you go.
when I came in the '90s, that was like a war. '92, '93 season. I remember one of the guys told me on the team, if you play good these games, you're gonna remember forever because that's how you make your name. Playing, I was playing for the Islanders, so I used to go after the Rangers. Like I don't know why. Even when I played for Pittsburgh, we always hate the Rangers. Not as much. At the end, it was Pittsburgh Flyers because Legion of Doom, and
Yep.
was a lot of battles between both teams. But most of the time, I think biggest rivalry as the experience as an athlete, professional sports, that was Islanders Rangers, especially when you're on the Islanders side. When I play for the Rangers, I don't think you feel the same as the other smaller teams feel before the game. I feel like when you play for the Rangers, everybody hates you, so everybody wants to beat you. Any city you go, they want to beat the Rangers. I don't know why. Maybe because of New York City. But when I play, yeah, I play most of the time, versus Rangers. You want to beat them badly.
Yeah,
So I think Islanders Rangers is a big rivalry.
that's
Oh, that's
awesome.
great. Well, shifting to the West Coast, because you did play for the Avs for a while. And since I'm a born and raised Denver girl, I have to ask you, Darius, what was it like living in Denver? Did you like it? What was your favorite thing to do out in the city? Did you like playing for the Avs? What was your most memorable part about living in Denver?
Well, first of all, it was very short, short stay for me. I think I was there for like maybe 2, 3 months, and it was weird, coming from East Coast to
Yeah.
almost West Coast. The travel was horrible. You come home every night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I like the city. City was beautiful. Seeing mountains every day, and the team was amazing. Playing with the guys like Forsberg, Sakic, Blake,
Oh,
Patrick Roy. That was probably the biggest chance for me to win a cup. And we came so close. We lost the game seven in Detroit. We didn't lose the game seven. We basically got kicked out of the building. after
Yeah,
the
I
first
know, right?
after the first period, 5-0, McCarthy scored the hat trick. Right,
oh.
fourth line scored a hat trick. But yeah, Denver was nice, and it was just a very short thing. I'm not like I always feel like every time people say play for Colorado Avalanche, it
Mhm.
feels not real.
Yeah, because you played so long with the other teams that you
Yeah.
established that, which is funny because yes, I have a lot of your jerseys. This is your Russia jersey. This one signed. The only one I can't find is a Kasaparaitis Avalanche jersey, so it's very very
Oh,
hard to
I
find.
think it's in the closet
Oh,
upstairs.
it's probably hidden
Yeah.
somewhere. So yeah, Darius. So when you came from East Coast hockey and being a fan for so long, and you playing in the league for so long, the brawn, the brute, the toughness, and then you transferring out into the time that you were here into the Western Conference, where it was more built around speed. Did you have to adapt? I know. I'll tell you what. It was one of the happiest days for me, buddy, when they announced you were coming to my second team. And I was like, oh, he's gonna hit so hard. We're gonna go after the Red Wings, yada yada yada. Did you find that you had to adjust at all? Did they have a different play style? I know the locker room culture is probably different between going from Yager and Lemieux and the Pittsburgh greats and coming to see Patty Waugh and Joe Sakic out here. But as far as the transition to your play, did you find you had to adapt to that, or did you just stick to the same old Casper?
No, you know what? They actually it was shocking for me because they forbidden me to play physical hockey.
Oh,
They
I knew
wanted
it.
to
wow.
I
play
knew it.
Forbidden.
I knew it.
stick on puck, and don't run for the big hits. Keep everybody in front of you and play. Especially in our zone. They didn't tell me not to hit, but told me not to run around and hit people. So I was kind of shocked because
Wow.
I thought that's what they brought it for my hitting and for my physical style. And the locker room was different also. In Pittsburgh we used to watch Full Metal Jackets movie every day. When I came to Colorado, we watched Price is Right. I thought it was like I thought it was a little geeky. It was a lot of geeky players on the team, but experience was great. And the speed, of course, the style of hockey was different. It was much faster, way more, open and dump and chase compared to playing in the East Coast and people are trapping and playing more defensive hockey. So I feel like it was a totally different experience.
I appreciate you. And I've wondered that for a long time. I've wondered that for a long time.
You did. You
Yeah, I've
did.
always
No, I
asked.
remember that. I remember they told me I don't want the coach told me I don't want you to hit. I want you to keep stick on puck and make sure you keep people in front of you and just stick on puck. I was like, stick on puck.
That's like
Wow, wow.
that's like hiring an F1 Formula racer and saying slow down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that
yeah.
for? It makes no sense. So, Darius, we appreciate your time. We just have two more questions for you, and I'll let you get on with your travels. Number one, I've been following you on Instagram. I know you're a big family guy. Lovely and I were wondering here, do we have any Kasaparaitis jerseys I need to be finding in the future? Do you have any of your kids in the sport, and are they interested in that? And would you be a father that would want your kids to play in the NHL?
My kids don't play hockey. My two kids play soccer. One kid plays basketball. My girls don't play anything. So it's very hard. Hockey is a very hard sport because it's very time consuming. So I realized if one of my kids play hockey, so I basically have to spend most of the time being with him. So I kind of
Yeah.
choose the sports that we can stay together. And they love soccer. My little ones, 8-year-old and 10-year-old, they love soccer, and my
Oh,
14-year-old loves basketball. But yeah, I'm in the beginning. It was having a lot of hope seeing them play for Manchester City
I
and
bet.
everything. And now I realize that I just have to let them be, and if it happens, happens. Because sometimes I want to put my experience as an athlete as a kid, but our kids are different these days. And they have a lot of other things to do. So basically, I don't think they understand my language.
That's, that could be true. I think I had the same issues with my kids growing up. I really wanted to get into hockey, but they ended up being football players and baseball players and rugby
Yeah.
players. But Darius, listen, thank you so much for
yeah.
taking
Thank you.
time and talking to me. Again, I consider myself a super fan of yours. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
all the smiles, bro. Thank you for all the goosebumps you've given me over the years, especially the overtime winner in Pittsburgh to push us through to the next round. Oh my God, dude! In this
Oh,
house, I lost it.
yes.
I was running around the house. I distinctly remember saying, "That's my man." That's because I mean,
Yeah.
the last person. And no offense, Darius, but you with such firepower on that team, the very last person you would think is going to get the overtime goal is Casper,
Oh, we
and he
watch it.
nailed
No.
it. He
Yeah.
fucking
I,
nailed that
I
shit.
know. But listen, I'll be in Denver June 26, 27, 28 doing a hockey school.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
so I'll might text you where I'm at so you come over and we'll take a picture.
Oh, that sounds great,
Yeah.
Okay,
Darius.
It's
I
hockey
was,
school
I'm gonna
about,
go
listen, hockey
pull up
school
right now.
about teaching how to hit.
I'll tell
oh,
you what,
that,
Darius.
how do we sign up?
Here's what I'll do for you, bud. I will bring and donate a big old box of hockey cards, and we can hand hockey cards out to the kids and get them
To the
started in the
kids,
hockey.
perfect. I'll
I'll be
text you. I'll text you the dates and the time and the ring location.
Awesome.
All right.
That's so great, Darius. I was going to ask if you're still involved in the hockey community, and
Oh,
it
I'll
he
be
sounds
is.
in
like you
Denver. I was there
are.
last year. I loved it. 3 days. I was there for 3 days. I loved it. So
All
I'm
right.
doing this year again.
Awesome.
Casper,
All right.
again, man,
So
I
I'll
will
see
look
you.
forward to it. Yes, you will.
Yes.
That
No
you know what?
problem.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
That's my birthday weekend, so
I
that'll be the
know
best
it is.
54th
I'm
birthday I
not.
ever had.
I'm not giving you a present, but I'll be.
Oh,
No, but I might take you out for a beer after that. Darius, thank you
All
so
right.
thank
much.
you.
All right,
Have a
Thank
guys.
you,
great day,
Darius.
sir. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
DGen fam, check this out. Poutine chips. I love Pepsi and poutine and Red Bull. But guys, these poutine chips came from my guys at Milk Official. So if you're in the Watertown, Mass area, brick and mortar, if you're looking for a top tier glass smoking accessories and rare treats, Milked Premier Glass Gallery is a family owned shop refining the smoke shop experience since 2017. Shop curated glass, hard to find exotic snacks from Japan, Canada, and even Taiwan. And catch them live on Whatnot. My guy Birdie does the Whatnot show. We buy a lot of stuff like the cinnamon bun Oreos that my daughter likes, the Kit Kats that are drumstick flavor. They're amazing. Guys, check out milkedexoticsnacks.com. Order what you want. Use promo code Mile High Waxbox OG. That's Mile High Waxbox OG. Save 10% on your order. And by the way, tell Birdie I said what's up. It's chip time.
Pretty good.
DGen fam, check this out. Poutine chips. I love Pepsi and poutine
Damn,
and Red Bull.
that
But
was
guys,
insane.
these poutine chips
So
came
I've
from my
been
guys
like,
at
come
Milked
on,
Official.
that-
So
that
if you're in the
dude
Watertown,
told
Mass
us,
area,
yeah.
brick and mortar,
I
if you're
know
looking
there
for a
was some
top tier
parts it
glass
was hard to
smoking
hear with
accessories
the
and rare
airport
treats,
shit,
Milked
but
Premier
I
Glass
am
Gallery is a
so
family-owned
honored
shop
that he
refining
took
the
time
smoke
out.
shop
I was
experience
already
since 2017.
super excited about
Shop
him
curated
just
glass, hard to
agreeing
find
to
exotic
have
snacks from
a
Japan,
conversation with
Canada,
us.
and even
And
Taiwan.
We're
And catch
nobody.
them
I-
live
listen,
on
and
Whatnot.
before
My guy
that, I
Birdie does the
watched a
Whatnot
lot
show.
of
We buy
interviews
a
with
lot
this
of stuff
guy, and
like
he was
the
different with
cinnamon
us.
bun
Like, he was
Oreos
looser.
that my
He
daughter
was-
likes, the
He
Kit
was
Kats that
happy
are
to be
drumstick
there.
flavor.
Like,
They're
he
amazing.
legit was
Guys,
like,
check out
when I told him at the end, like, dude, I
milkedexoticsnacks.com.
consider myself
Order
a
what you
super
want.
fan.
Use
He
promo code
laughed
Mile
and
High
said, "Thank
Waxbox
you."
OG.
And that's
That's
why I think
Mile
it hit
High
him. The light
Waxbox
bulb comes off. He's
OG.
like, listen, I'm
Save
going to be in
10% on your
I
order.
Denver.
know.
And by the way,
Shit. Do you
tell
wanna
Birdie
go
I
to the
said what's up.
Sizzler?
Hey,
It's
I'm
chip
buying.
time.
Hey, sure.
We
Pretty
have
good.
to buy him dinner. We
Well,
hope that he will
okay.
let us buy him dinner.
That was all well and good, but
and then we're gonna put on a credit card.
here's the coolest part. He's like, hey, I'll just text you. I have his phone
I'll
number.
text you and
He's
I
gonna
get in
text me,
town.
give me the address of the rink, and go and watch the school, his guest, and as well as take some pictures. And my offer, you guys seen at the end, because you know I'm all about this hobby. You know, it's treated Lovely and I well. It's got me through some crazy times. I know it's simple, but it is hockey. It is sports cards. This is a sport that everybody that tunes into this podcast loves and adores. This will open up the door to expanding the next generation into the hobby. So Lovely and I are going to
Yes.
put a bunch, 200-300 team bags together of base cards,
Yeah,
inserts,
for the
young guns,
kids.
and me, Lovely, and Darius are going to
well,
I'm going to hang out with him. He's going to hang. We're going to hand out some
you're
cards.
like, oh,
and,
excuse me, I'm
you
getting
know,
a call.
yeah.
Well,
and,
and let me tell you, babe, I am so honored. Out of all the states that Darius could have chosen to come teach kids how to hit,
yeah.
you know, he was open to coming to Denver
Well,
and
he did-
teaching some Denver
and he
kids
did
how to
say
like
that,
be
like,
some badasses.
Yeah, when people talk about
So
him,
awesome.
when people talk about him being an avalanche, it's like it's not like a dream, but he said it doesn't seem real. It's just because they brought him in for the cup run, right? They made a run at the cup and they lost in that game 7 he was talking about versus the
Oh.
Red Wings. And then that's when he retired from the league.
And what about what he said about the difference between East Coast and West Coast and
Oh,
how they
bro.
told, or what about the prices right
Bro,
comment? Like,
you go
oh,
from,
that hurt.
a
I was like,
mentality of
what?
watching,
Full Metal, is that what he said was
I
Full
think he
Metal
said,
Jacket?
yeah, before a game to the Price is Right. He's like, I don't know. I thought it was geeky. I don't know. But
Oh, and that
yeah,
was honest.
keeping it real and really loosened up. And I think, you can tell when I told him about the Superman thing, that thing went off. He's like, hey, I'm going to be in Denver, blah, blah, blah. So Lovely and I have been talking, and I got to get something for him to sign. I'm not going to fanboy out.
Of course you are.
Yeah, but I got to figure out something. I need a Colorado Avalanche Kasaparaitis jersey for him to sign. And that's what I want. So I got to find one now.
Oh,
There's
yeah. You're
they're
on a mission.
$300 on eBay, which is way too much for me to spend. But I'm just saying, if anybody can get a hold of somebody that can make a jersey for me that's Kasaparaitis for the Colorado Avalanche, it doesn't matter what jersey it is. My God, I will. I'll trade you some stuff, but I can't go in there and just buy
one
it.
of the billion other things that you have of his.
Nope.
You got
You know,
other.
let me tell you.
What if he double signs a jersey you already have that's signed?
No. You know why?
Or-
Because you can't find a signed Darius Kasaparaitis. You can't find a Colorado Avalanche jersey with his name on it, period, let alone signed. And with the
Or-
picture that we take, I want that to be framed and go in our podcast studio, which, again, guys, by the way, new studio. And we didn't give the MTV tour of my side, so we'll do that shortly.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be the one big picture that goes up here, and I'm going to be very, very proud of that. That I can bring that to you guys and see at the end, like when I said I'm going to go throw up, how passionate I was about collecting and just sometimes as a man you wear recreational pants. It's for fun. Sometimes as a man you need another man to look up to, and for a lot of years that was Kasaparaitis for me. A lot of
Okay.
years. So
Well, not me.
yeah, I know.
Maybe I'm gonna buy an Avalanche purse and I'll have him sign that,
Lord,
or a Penguins purse of some sort.
sure.
Are
Be
you gonna
awesome.
have him like 2 Mile High?
Yes.
Thank you for all of the.
Well, not on the back of a jersey.
Thank you for the
but
Sizzler dinner.
No. But I'm hoping, because I said at the end, I'm like, it's my birthday weekend. Like, I'm not bringing you a present. Maybe he'll bring me a Kasaparaitis Avalanche jersey. I know he won't, but oh my God, could you imagine?
Come on.
You'd have to drive home.
That's like too high of hopes.
I would be like the whole way home. So
well, you have his number, right?
Yeah.
So I highly suggest that you actually text him the day that he comes in just to remind him.
Well,
because what if he forgets?
That or
and
hey,
then we're
homie,
waiting
you got a homie hookup price on a Kasaparaitis Avalanche jersey?
No.
Because I know someone that's looking. That's crazy. So guys,
Anyway,
by the way,
yeah, let's.
I noticed you guys have noticed we've moved into the actual
Yeah.
studio. We don't have to move anything around anymore. Big thing in our life is shout out Andrew and Allie, and I miss my dog Nesta, my grand dog. They've moved out. We're
love
back to
her.
a 3-unit family here in this house in Littleton, Colorado, and we have a podcast studio, and we're real excited about it. So yeah, on my side, guys, obviously shout out Rated and Danny Burger's the GOAT right here. These guys on Whatnot, they're Islanders fans. Shout out those homeboys right there. Father and son crew had this signed and sent it to me, Mario Lemieux. Then, of course, here's the Kasaparaitis tribute. And
look at him.
Avalanche, Islanders, Penguins, a couple of autographs, things like that. He's also back here in the Islanders, right? And shout out Birdie. Guys, this Crosby autograph, a little story behind that. The cup auto, that was out of Lovely and I's first collaboration on Whatnot with Packapalooza.
Oh, I remember that.
And we had a series
that
one,
was cool.
28 by 10 chase where we put one in every random break at night. And Birdie hit the big chaser, was the Crosby auto. And he said, you know what, Mile? I can't keep you. I can't.
That was
This
gifted to
needs
you.
to be yours. So, Birdie, I'll tell you about Birdie in a second. You say Birdie, I smile, and I think about
Me
Yoo-Hoo
too.
and
I was
Rocky
talking
Road.
about him today at Jen's party, and I'm like, we're so excited.
Yeah, dude.
I
So
can't believe he's gonna really be on our couch. Birdie, like he's really on the couch, really in the house.
I told Birdie on the couch, really in the house. Yeah, shout out Birdie. I hit a Bobby Orr autograph card, and Bobby Orr is one of Birdie's PCs, and that's somebody that his dad, shout out Birdie's dad, really respects as well. So I didn't feel right taking that Crosby back from him, so I sent him a Bobby Orr autographed card. I think it was out of 25.
Just recently?
I know this was last Christmas.
Oh, okay.
2 Christmases ago, he sent me that. I sent him that. It was a trade, but shout out Birdie there. And of course, This Way Home, I think it's backwards, but you guys know I am from the 412. I am from Pittsburgh, and I'm very excited to watch the U.S. Open golf this year.
You have been in Denver longer than you lived in PA. So
that's,
you're kind of more Mile High than you are.
You're right.
Pity.
But when you're
sorry, is that like a bad word for? I just meant like I was thinking of a nickname for Pittsburgh, and Pity came out.
The Berg, not Pity, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So yeah. So I still literally eat shit and drink black and gold.
You eat pieces of shit?
I do, actually. If there's any song that's out there, would you be Black and Yellow? Because everywhere I go, I'm either wearing black and red or black and yellow. But it's crazy. Miles' life is crazy. Miles' nightlife is crazy. Here's why. I want to take a minute and shout out our video. Lovely's gonna laugh at this. Our video game golf club and our video game, most importantly, NHL team.
AKA why I can't sleep at night.
AKA, babe, you're being too loud while I'm yelling, get the puck, pass it. Anyways, shout out the elite DGens.
Life.
Yeah. So you guys from Whatnot, you you may or may not know. I'm a gamer. I'm up late. We have a club that's all built from our Whatnot family. So I want to shout out Fork Hunter, my guy Hunter.
Forky.
He plays all the time. Obviously, Big Lem. You guys know Big Lem's the producer of this podcast and
Lem's the boss.
does what he needs to do to take care of homies. Shout out to Hockey MC. Shout out Big Dank. Yeah, go hockey. Go shout out V, Vitruvian.
Mhm.
Shout out Army. Army
Oh,
SBC
yeah.
9.
Wasn't Army the one who said he couldn't shoot or pass the puck?
I think so.
You
I
were
think
blaming him last night anyway. Do you remember that?
so. That wasn't him. No. Lovely. You're going to get me in trouble with my dudes. Like, that's not at all. Why would I
maybe
blame Army?
Maybe it's you who
No,
can't pass.
You're probably right. It was actually the AI that wouldn't pass. So that's what it is. So also shout out CL. CL's an avalanche collector. He found us in the channel at Whatnot. He's up in Wyoming. He plays. And most importantly, my winger, Spazman 2, Mikey. Shout out Mikey. Yes.
Yeah.
And Reese's played with us. Reese's a Rangers collector. Guys, we have so much fun on that, whether if you're on PlayStation or Xbox. All of those new games are cross compatible in the Chell section. So if you'd like to come play hockey with me and my boys, I just go into the club section and put in DGen, Elite DGens. Right?
I wish I could play.
DGENS.
I like to play Burnout and race games and
Well, you like the puzzle game Luxor.
yes, I
The
love
balls.
that.
You just like
I
balls.
like kind of brain stuff, trivia. But that's really not.
You either
video
like the
games, is
brain
it?
or the brainless. Like you like to drive.
Yeah.
Like the Burnout game was so much fun. We used to play that shit.
Remember how many times you tried to teach me how to play Call of Duty, and I'd be
Yeah,
stuck in the corner
yeah,
going like this.
Yeah, spinning around in circles and shit. Yeah.
I just couldn't figure
I think
it
I'm out
out.
of my Call of Duty days. Like that was that took up a lot of time, even though that introduced me to Dursty and your crew of Limp Bizkit there.
I forgot you talked to Fred one night.
Well, remember he got in and was rapping the song and shit.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it was.
Where was I?
Not gonna go there. But played with the Limp Bizkit Gamer Clan and Sammy.
Wait, what was his name? Honey Bear
It
or
was
something?
Polar Bear. Polar Bear, yeah.
Yes, don't mind if I do.
So got back into games as of lately, guys, just because I found some people to play with. But we do PGA 2K25 as well. Our society name is also Elite DGen. Shout out Smokey. Smokey puts in time.
Yeah, your golf guy's
Dubsy3. Yeah.
I would love to meet him one day.
I'd look at it up close if he offered, probably.
You know, that's the second time you've said that this week. I think we need to talk.
Yeah, all right. I know what you're talking about.
I think you've been watching too much Diddy trial recaps.
No Diddy. I'm hiding my receipts from Walgreens. So, so wrapping up June. So the whole Kasaparaitis thing is after
that was insane.
After my birthday. So that's going to be, I think he said 25th, 26th, something like that. But not only that is this week was Jen's birthday. June 14th is our. So you guys come into the stream and we do breaks, right? You also know I get into breaks and I collect, and I do it mostly to support other breakers because when we raid people, I want to show the support, I want to show the love, I want to give the shout out. So I'll buy a team, but I don't watch the break. Like I don't stick around to watch. I buy and I bounce. But which means I've accumulated some cards I don't collect. Is Lovelies, which is VGK and Marc Andre and Latang, and are never sold.
And some abs.
The stuff that you guys send me is never sold. It's straight to the vault, straight to the PC. It doesn't go anywhere. But I have those other stuff that's patches, autos. That is Saturday. Our only. We have a summer.
Be such a big ass.
June 14th and July 1st. Yeah. Those are our two single shows we ever do. Dollar starts and a bunch of stuff. We have JJ coming over in the house. My collection. Birdie sent stuff. He's got 5 jerseys to to auction off. Kmar's getting in the mix with some stuff. I mean, it's going to be a crazy day.
Well, babe, wait a minute. I know like maybe the majority of the people on here know what the hell you're talking about. But what about the people that don't know? That are like, what? Breaking? What the hell is this? I don't even know what
Well,
this guy is talking about.
as
So
we
give like a
okay.
quick 30-second what a break is.
Okay. So whether if you collect sports cards, Pokemon cards, any collection, F1 cards that you buy by the pack, right? Go to a hobby store, you go to Walmart, whatever, you buy a pack, you hit something. There are people like myself and a lot of people on the crew, in this crew that collect hardcore, meaning I collect penguins. Lovely likes to collect VGK and Avalanche. Shout out V, he loves the Stars. Shout out Lem, he loves the Devils. A shout out
Devils.
Double D Drew. Double D Drew 33 loves the Islanders. I mean, so when you buy a pack of cards as a collector, you might be saying, man, I really hope I hit an Avalanche card. It's a Yotes, whatever.
Yeah.
But you can go into an app like Whatnot, and there's other apps that you can go into where you can purchase your team. So let's say, usually an average hobby pack at an LCS or local card shop is $3.50 to $7 a pack. And you can get a 3 for 35 deal where you get 3 packs for 35 or 5 for 25 or whatever they might be running. You can come to me or any other breaker on Whatnot or whatever other app, and you can buy your team. And I'm opening assorted years of assorted product. So Series 1, 1920, Series 2, 2021, Ice 23-24, SBA 23, whatever, where you can collect just your team. And whatever you hit from that team, whether it be an autograph, a Future Watch auto patch, a one-of-one laundry tag that's worth $3,000 that you paid me your $35 that you could pay at a local card shop for 5 packs, we'll call it. Or you can buy your team and I ship you all of the big hits from that team. And there's different kinds of breaks too. There's card draw, there's random, there's wheel spin, there's pick your team. There's so many, but we're going to save that for another episode. We'll go a little bit more in depth on the kinds of breaks you can get into. Primarily, we do 2 breaks a night. One is usually a pick your team and or a random, or a pick your team and a card draw.
So pretty much what all of that he said means if you like hockey, we like hockey.
Go hockey.
And if you like to collect stuff, we can help you out.
Yeah, we like to collect stuff, drink whiskey.
And the good thing about it is
argue and gamble.
You're kind of investing, it's not like
well
just shit that you buy and consume
100%.
or it might be worth something. Like it is. It's an investment.
It's a bit of a gamble, but you're right. You're getting something. Like that's what Spicy said at one point.
Yes,
the same with Kmart is
right.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm getting into, but you get something in return for what it's entertainment. And that's why it's important for us to bring the brand of breaking entertainment to what we do.
And it seems like a lot of the collectors are like collecting for their kids. Or their grandkids or something,
their kids, yes.
Because it might not be worth a lot now, but shit, in 10, 20 years, I mean, who knows?
Hey, if you would have told me back in 82 to invest in Apple,
right.
If you would have told me back in 15, 16 to get a McDavid rookie card, no matter what it is,
God,
I would have done it too.
How about all those Pokemon cards our son Anthony had? How about the Charizard?
Don't even get me started on that story, dude.
They would just be thrown in the corner or, like piled up on some glue. And like we should have done better about that. But it's too late now. Live and learn.
I agree.
So now what I'm doing, and I know you give me shit all the time about spending so much at all these concerts where I purchase the band wear and merch and things like that.
Shout out my $150 basketball jersey, but I know
that is going to be worth. Like, look at this stuff now. You go into vintage stores and you see Metallica. I saw a House of Pain T-shirt at a vintage store the other day, babe. They wanted one.
I have the original 1992 Spencer's print. Shout out Spencer's. Thanks for all the laughs, buddy. Thanks for all the laughs, Mr. Spencer.
Yesterday.
Cypress Hill triple with the joint logo, where back in the 90s, you wore a shirt with a joint on it, you might as well have been hung. I mean, it was like, it wasn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
I still have that. That's $450
Or-
single stitch original
Yes.
print. So I'm
Or
with
let's
you.
talk about last year when I met Gwen Stefani and I got a $2,000 lamb bag signed. What is that going to be worth?
D Blunt, roll the video. So there you go. That's the story of the
and
purse.
see, and remember how you're talking about how you're not going to fanboy out when you meet Darius? I thought the same
Here's the
thing. I
deal.
was like, when I meet Gwen and I talk to Gwen and I ask her to sign this, I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be chill. I'm going to be like, what's up, girl? Hey, hook it up. No, I was a little bitty girl there. I couldn't like contain myself.
We gotta look legit, man. Listen,
I had
Lovely,
a gold bracelet.
you went to that concert with the intention of getting her autograph on that purse.
Oh, I was fucking determined.
And guess what? Just like me with Casper, you took your shot and you fucking netted that shit from the 3-point line.
I was so amazed that
Same with
she
me.
stopped the entire concert
Same with
to
me.
come and
So,
talk to me. Like,
yeah,
oh, I still
shout
remember how
out
she was
Gwen.
all, oh, look, somebody made a sign. And I was like, oh my God.
She says, I love you more. She
Oh,
told me she loves me.
I will
Well,
never forget. That
Casper
was
says he
so
wants to
cool.
meet me. So, no, I agree. So that's the second part of June, right? So the 7th is
Oh, yeah.
was today.
What were we talking
That's
about?
Jen's birthday. The 14th is
Oh, it's the
auction,
single
marathon
shows.
auction
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Raising Vegas
And Jeff's
money.
going to come out and help, and he's going to be your
He's bringing burritos
sidekick.
and whiskey. Yeah, but Jen's gonna come. I hear you should participate. That would be nice. You know, the guys want to talk to you too. So, but after that,
hurry up.
Tasso's coming to town.
Oh,
June
Birdie,
19th.
Birdman 2727.
Birdie's like, I don't know, is he like a puppy to us? Like me and you, just like, this guy is the coolest shit. Like I absolutely, Birdie is the absolute awesome.
Birdie is my gentle.
He's one of the best people to be around and make you fucking feel good about yourself.
He's my gentle giant.
He's the best.
Like,
I love him to death. You Greek god, you.
That's what I'm saying.
Birdie,
I
you
can't
Greek
believe
god.
he's gonna be in our house on the couch.
We're gonna be chilling.
Really in the house.
We're gonna be doing dabs. We're gonna
know.
grill some food. I mean, it's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna go buy a dab rig for you. Miles says that we had one, but he broke it or something.
No, I just didn't want it. It almost sent me to the hospital. Why would I want? You know. Anyways,
don't be wuss.
So Birdie's gonna be here.
Yeah,
Patty, big shout out, Patty, with the milk
and
crew.
His boss.
Yep.
And, yeah,
and then and then Jinx, buy me a Coke. That Saturday morning, we'll be down with the milk crew.
Yeah, we're gonna
at
go
the
down to Colorado
annual
Springs.
Pikes Peak Hill Climb, representing our sponsor, Milked, and doing what we can to help them, and doing a podcast from the Milked RV from FanFest in Colorado Springs.
Speed, snacks, whiskey, dabs, passes.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
We're really excited. Again, guys,
it's gonna be awesome.
Shout out Milked Official. They are the only place right now you can get. Wait a second. Check the commercial.
Commercial.
So those are pre-shot. We might as well use them. Yeah. Shout out Danny Cash, DannyCash.com. I really want to work on getting Danny on the podcast.
Or if you don't want to go there, you can go to Milked Official to purchase some Breaker Boy.
MilkedExoticSnacks.com.
We even had our neighbor.
I'll throw it up.
Come over the other day. He was all, Lisa, hey, how are those weeds?
Yeah, how you guys doing over there?
Hey, so anyway, do you got any more of that hot sauce?
He just wanted to start a conversation.
Like, what?
Just to talk about the hot sauce.
I was like, you too?
Yeah, so
hey, please, man, I'll pay anything.
And I was like, listen, I need my vents cleaned, and I noticed you have a business.
Yeah.
How about I give you some hot sauce to clean all my vents?
I was gonna ask you about that. When is that gonna happen?
I don't know. I gotta talk to him. You good. So big June coming up, a lot of stuff that we're going to definitely keep you guys in the loop of, show you pictures. We're going to shoot some video from the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. Obviously, we'll show you the pictures with Casper, some videos with that. But Lovely and I have had so much fun. You guys have given us so much great feedback on what you really enjoy about the podcast. And again, we are not trying to get famous. We are not trying to get paid. We're not trying to do any of that. All we're trying to do is provide you guys a little bit of a getaway. Speaking of that.
And then 2 weeks after Birdie leaves here. Vegas
Yep.
is on.
Yep.
And it's gonna
The
happen.
second annual DGen Mafia get
And,
together
you
in
know,
Vegas.
Just like I told you last night, babe, I have decided I think I'm gonna skip paying the water bill this month
Fuck those bills.
and probably one of the credit cards. And
Fuck that car payment
I
too.
might
I mean, we got a
sell
garage. They can't take it.
I might sell something.
Well, I got a soul and a left nut left. So if we're going to play pinball, it's me and Birdie.
Nobody
Pinball
want
all
that.
day. Anyways, yeah. But as well as listen, guys, we've got to the end of episode 2. We have a big giveaway to announce. Courtesy of our girl Tay Tay. Shout out Tay Tay. And the Hockey Collective. I'll throw up the logo now, guys. We are giving away, and I do mean giving away, a Macklin Celebrini Draft Day autograph puck, courtesy of the DGen Mayhem podcast and the Hockey Collective.
Yeah, she was just like, you know what, guys? Here.
Yeah,
Here.
because Tay's awesome.
Give this to somebody.
So what you need to do to enter the giveaway is email dgenmayhem@gmail.com, and I'll put it up on the screen, and follow me on Instagram, Mile High Waxbox OG. I'll throw that up there as well. And the Hockey Collective on Instagram. And send me your favorite team. So I want to know in the email. Who's your favorite team?
And then what?
Then you'll go into the giveaway, and we'll do the giveaway live on our IG page on the wheel with all the names we've collected over the last 2 weeks. So it's a 2-week entry. So if you listen to episode 3, which is next week, you can go back to episode 2, right? Find out that how to enter the contest. And after 2 weeks, we'll do it live on Instagram, and I'll contact you via email from the DGen email address, and I'll send you the puck.
So wait, the only thing you have to do is send an email.
Yeah. Well, you have to follow me and the Hockey Collective on IG. And I'll, again, look at the bottom of the screen, and send an email to dgenmayhem@gmail.com with your favorite team.
Who's the Hockey Collective?
Yeah, so I will go. All the emails will go into on the wheel live on IG after 14 days of the podcast launch, which is I believe today's Sunday. In reality, it's not Sunday, but this podcast comes out on Sunday. We'll collect 2 weeks of entries, and we'll give away that puck. Come do a break with me. If you're lucky enough to get it in on a Friday night break, which I've been feeling like crazy lately, Lovely's in the house, and she'll push buttons while I'm gone like she likes to do. But come in, make some friends, join the community. We're all DGens. We all collect. We have a whole lot of fun with what we do. But number 1, we love hockey. Number 2,
we love whiskey.
Number 3,
party.
Number 4,
I'm in charge.
Number 5,
chili beans.
You lost me at chili beans. Guys, thank you so much. This has been episode 2. Big treat coming for you guys in episode 3.
And we're going to have more interviews, more guests. Just stay tuned, because you never know who's going to show up on the show.
We have the next 6 podcasts booked out for guests, guys. So we appreciate you guys. Again, please like and subscribe, and come see us. We're there online pretty much 6 nights a week. So
well, he is anyway.
All right.
Bye, guys.
D-Blunt. We're D-Blunt.